You do know it's none of your damn business, right?
Oh, it's my business.
How is it your business?
Because I pay my taxes.
I don't give a damn you ain't paid for these fucking food stamps.
We're gonna build this wall. We're gonna build this
Why
wall.
the fuck are you worried about what's in my motherfucking basket?
Because I
Why
pay
you
my
in my
taxes.
fucking phone conversation? Period. You can call the police.
I do know
Why
it's
the fuck you in my business?
I'm talking. It is my business.
Mind the business that pay you. You ain't worried about what's in my business. Don't pay you. What? The fuck type of time she out of my mouth? She in my whole ass conversation.
What is up, YouTube? My name is Happiness and welcome to my channel. So here's the question that I would like to know. So is it legal to sell food stamps? Let's look at a couple of videos to hear from people what they have to say in terms of selling your food stamps. So let's check these videos out.
Happy now? For Mr. Shami? All of you guys. America, it.
Strong words from the wife of this Lovejoy Corner Deli owner as she left his court arraignment today with their daughter throwing up the bird to cameras.
This defendant is accused of flagrantly abusing the public trust.
A grand jury indicted 37-year-old Ahmed Al-Shami for food stamp fraud. Investigators say he would exchange money with individuals to use their EBT cards, then go to big box retailers to purchase items for his store. Transactions totaling almost $4,000.
Selling Pepsi for 99 cents a 2 liter. You can't buy Pepsi for 99 cents for a 2 liter if you're an independent store owner. You have to charge more.
Buffalo Council member Richard Fontana lives near the deli. He says a lot of illegal activity has been going on at the store, and it has been a major problem for the Lovejoy community.
He was essentially the worst store owner I've seen in my 20 years in City Hall.
So eventually what I did is that I asked ChatGPT to really explain to me if it is really illegal to sell your food stamps. So here is what ChatGPT had to say.
Yes, it is illegal to sell or trade food stamps, SNAP benefits. SNAP, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program benefits are meant only for buying eligible food items for you and your household. Selling them, trading them for cash, or using them for anything outside of food purchases is considered SNAP fraud. Examples of illegal activity include selling your EBT card or benefits for cash, trading SNAP benefits for drugs, alcohol, or other items, giving someone else your benefits in exchange for money or favors. Penalties can be serious: disqualification from SNAP permanently, repayment of benefits, criminal charges, fines, or even jail time, depending on the scale of the fraud.
So you guys, as you heard, that it is illegal to sell your food stamps because in that way it is considered as committing fraud.
Hi, I'm Stephanie. I'm from Channel 13.
Yeah, I figured that.
EBT cards sold for cash. This man trying to unload his card for $1,500. Can you tell me why you're selling this card? And he's not the only one. Craigslist has dozens of people seeking and selling EBT cards.
Cash part, they can possibly use it for anything from alcohol to drugs, whatever.
EBT cards are like debit cards. They can be used at verified stores to buy food. More than 400,000 Nevadans rely on the help to get food on the table. But some would rather have cash and are often willing to sell the cards for less than their value in food. The seller we met posted multiple ads on Craigslist looking for buyers. Do you know that selling this card is against the law? He seemed to know that, but wanted us to know he would not be using the money to break the law.
If it's not drugs, what does the money go for?
Does that look like a drug addict?
Do you think your investigators do a good job cutting down on fraud?
Actually, they investigate over 2,000 cases a day.
Those are busy days for the 20 investigators with 100 cases a day each. They alert websites of EBT fraud posts, but have trouble keeping up. Although selling the cards is illegal, there is no record of anyone being arrested for it in Nevada. Instead, they're banned from benefits. Can you tell me why you're selling this card? After talking to this would-be seller for 45 minutes and not getting a concrete answer as to what he'd use the money selling the EBT card for, at the end of the exchange, he still wanted something from us.
Are you gonna give me a ride back for walking over here, buddy?
Oh, he wasn't kidding. He really did ask us for a ride, but shortly after our encounter, he took his posts off Craigslist. But we sent his information to the agency to begin their investigation.
Just sell me your food stamps. Yay!
So eventually, guys, like, this reminds me when I used to study back in South Africa. At the moment, I live in Seattle. So back in South Africa, when I used to be a student, so we would be given on our student loans. So our student loans would have also food benefits. So with these student loans, you only could purchase food only. You can't purchase alcohol and all those stuff, So there would be a time whereby it is Friday or the weekend, and then we really need to buy money for alcohol. What we would normally do is that we are in the supermarket parking lot, by the way. We would see a car come to the supermarket, and when we would see that it is a mother with her kids, so we would approach the mother and then we will say to her that, okay, mom, we have $60 worth of food benefit on our card. What we will do is that we will accompany you in a supermarket. You will choose whatever you want that is worth $60, and then after that you will only give us $40 because we just want $40 from you. So yeah, that is how we would get our money to buy our alcohol.
Y'all pissing me off with these food stamps. It's either you got them to sell or you don't. You got them to sell or you don't. I don't need to hear all that. Yeah, I'm gonna let you know I gotta see first. See what? See what? And then your math ain't making sense. Since when you trying to charge 75 on the dollar? Everybody knows 50. Everybody knows. So if I'm trying to get a simple math, all right, we're gonna do simple math. If I'm trying to get 100, you get $50. You get what I'm saying? Ain't no more, no less. You get an easy 50. Cause look, I'm doing you you doing me, but I'm doing you a favor. You get what I'm saying? I'm doing you a favor because you need this hard cash, this hard cold cash. It should not be this hard. It should not be this hard for a little simple transaction with some food stamps.
I just learned about a insane food stamp scam that I have to tell somebody about. Nobody in my real life is going to care, so where else am I going to go but TikTok? Before I tell you the story, I need to preface it by saying, obviously, not everybody on food stamps does this. That's a given. If your aunt who's on food stamps doesn't do this, you don't need to come to the comments and say this isn't everybody. That's a given statement. Yeah. However, this is factually something that's happening, at least here in my state, and I feel like other people need to know about it, and I need to know if it's happening in your state too. That are on food stamps will go down to their corner store grocer. So think small market, right? Like chips, sodas, that kind of stuff. They get an array of different groceries, some paper towels, usually just dry products that aren't perishable, non-perishables, okay? I saw this firsthand. They bring it up to the register, and the clerk will ring them up for whatever it rings up to be, and they charge their EBT card for it. Then they will give the person that has the food stamp card, the EBT card, half of whatever it rung up to be. So if it's going to ring up to $60, they're going to give them $30. They hand them $30 in cash. Person with the food stamps leaves with the cash, and the clerk puts back the items back on the shelf. Genius on the clerk's end, if you think about it, because they're not losing anything. They're getting paid for nothing. My mind is blown right now. I saw this firsthand, and then I confirmed that this is a normal practice. This happens all the time. Have you ever heard of this? Does this happen where you live? Have you ever heard of it? If you're in Delaware, have you ever heard of this? Have you ever seen this if you're in Delaware?
So in terms of this way, when I came to America, mind you that I'm a taxpayer and I never qualified for these benefits, I realized that, people are selling their food stamps at bodega, these mini supermarkets, these informal supermarkets, these small shops to which you would go to a Pakistani or all these, foreign shop and then you'll tell them that I want to sell my food stamps, and then they'll tell you, okay, for $100 food stamps, I'll give you $50. And I will agree, because nowadays everything is expensive. Groceries are expensive. Did you saw, because of these tariffs to which was implemented by the Trump administration, all food are expensive, groceries are expensive. So that's why we would understand why a person would want to sell their food stamps, because I'm helping you so that you can help me. You see, I mean, like, if I wouldn't mind buying food stamps from somebody to which will give me his food stamps for the half the price that it's worth.
Today, that selling food stamps is not illegal. Now, hear me out. I know you're going to be looking at me like I'm crazy, like, no, that's illegal. No, it's not illegal. And I'm going to paint the scenario for you so you can see where I'm coming from with this. So let's take somebody, let's say the name Sarah, okay? Sarah is a EBT recipient, and she receives, let's say, $500 a month in food stamps. Now, Sarah realizes that she's able to save about maybe $300 left over in the food stamps, so give or take, she only spent about $200 a month. All right, so Sarah knows how to make her pennies work. She knows how to make them stretch. So she has $300 left on her EBT card, and she wants to know if anybody's interested in buying food stamps. Now, Sarah goes around and she finds a lucky person by the name of Nikki. Nikki wants to buy food stamps because Nikki is a 9-to-5 and she makes too much money to be eligible for food stamps. Now, according to the government, she's making too much money, but after taxes, Nikki ain't seeing no rewards. So Nikki and Sarah have a conversation. Sarah says, hey, I could hook you up. You know, for the $300, all you gotta do is give me $150. All right. So they exchange the card and money, and Nikki goes ahead, uses the card, and buys the food stamps. Now, here's where it gets interesting, because the way this person broke it down to me and explained it to me, I understand where they're coming from. So, again, Sarah is a food stamp recipient. She doesn't work and she receives food stamps. Nikki is not a food stamp recipient and she does not receive food stamps, but Nikki pays taxes into the government in order for Sarah to get food stamps. Okay, her tax dollars is going towards this woman to get food stamps. So technically, Sarah is doing nothing but giving Nikki back the money that she paid into taxes by selling the food stamps. So it's a win-win situation, if you ask me. So, very interesting to know that selling food stamps is not illegal.
So one comment says, selling food stamps is absolutely illegal, but never persecuted. Another comment says, people have been selling food stamps since they were actually pierced on paper. They changed the EBT cards in part to make it more harder to sell them. And another one says, the people who are in true need are likely to get $30 if any. So yeah, there you go. I mean, like, it's a disadvantage, you know.
Hey y'all, for everybody who out there selling them food stamps, from now on, if you get caught, it's a state jail felony. Say for instance, you selling your food stamps and you loan somebody else your card, they gonna spend money off of there. It is a state jail felony to sell your food stamps now if they catch you. That's called food stamp fraud. Hey, they have locked up a lot of people behind this shit. I don't know if y'all seen that video where they went to that apartment complex and started locking up everybody for food stamp fraud. If you selling food stamps, if you loaning somebody your food stamp card and they are caught with your card, both of y'all are being charged. That is a charge. I didn't know that. I didn't know that you can go to jail if you say, hey, I want to loan you some of my food stamps. You have to physically go into the store with that person and buy the food your damn self. Or let's say they get pulled over and the cops ask them for their ID and they pull out all their information and they find out, oh, you got somebody else's card on you that don't got your name on it. It's a state jail felony now, y'all.
I mean, a scammer will always have his way. I mean, like, I don't I don't see it as being to scam. Like is you help me, I help you. But I'm not justifying that we should sell our food stamps. But with this economy, what else can you do? Is to just, sell it to somebody who's gonna need it, because eventually, if you're a taxpayer, you are getting a lot of, deductions from your, from your salary, from your wage. So at the end, when you find that after they've done all these deductions, you find that you are left with little, and with that little, you can only buy so amount of grocery, So that's where these people come in with their $100 worth food stamps, and then you just give them $50, because hence they needed to do whatsoever. Maybe they have a gambling addiction, or they owe somebody, or maybe they need to buy some alcohol or cigarettes and all of those stuff. So what you're doing is that it's a favor for a favor, to which I don't recommend. But eventually, with this economy, what else can you do just to survive? You might as well help a brother out. But hence, I'm saying that I do not recommend it. But you guys can comment down below on your thoughts in terms of this. Despite that, thank you for watching my channel. Please like and subscribe. Let's meet up to the next video, and peace out.